leadership.
In terms of the revival, critics would say that the low international crude prices, this government had nothing to do with that. The fact that there is a slight global economic recovery, again the BJP government does not have anything to do that, and therefore you are still in a lucky phase, benefiting from the tailwinds of positive global developments. How would you respond to those critics?
Definitely these global developments have helped this government and have worked in a favorable way, but does not mean that we should discount the work we have put in controlling the inflation. Now you have the inflation which is below 5%, retail inflation, and wholesale inflation is down, negative. So all these things, definitely the government and the leadership has put lot of efforts in regulating the whole economy. And the most important thing, if you see this government and leadership has done to the country and to the economy, is creating the trust and a kind of definiteness. And this government is going to function in such a way, and this leadership is going to work in this way. These things, and in the last 1 year, if you see a scamless government and corruption-free government, it is not a mean achievement in this country after so much scandals and scamming.
So effectively what you are saying is that even if economic growth has not rebounded completely, we are still in a process of revival. The key message that I am picking up from you is that the fact that there is a corruption-less government and there have been no scams should be counted as one of the major achievements of the first year of this government?
Definitely, in the context, the mandate we got, in the background of that, the scams and scandals and the UPA government failure, and in that context, this government is a refreshing one. And government has given a governance without any of such scams and scandals.
Corporate India says that this is a government of slow governance.
This is because of the hyper expectations. There is a lot of expectations from the government, and particularly from the leadership of Narendra Modi ji. And he is seen as a person with a kind of ability to take decisions. In that context, because of the hyper expectations, there is a high level of expectations, because of the people may be thinking in that, but the foundations are well laid in this 1 year. And definitely whatever they are expecting from this government would be happening in the next few months and years.
On the other hand, you have the principal opposition party, which is sort of been reduced to a small number in the Lok Sabha, and other opposition parties in the Rajya Sabha coming together. The BJP says inside Parliament and outside that the opposition is ganging up to frustrate the popular mandate of the people by denying the passage of bills that the lower house of Parliament, the people's representatives, are passing. But the criticism is that this is a result of the BJP's arrogance, the fact that the BJP is not able to deal with, manage people in Parliament, manage parties in Parliament, and there is an adversarial relationship because of which the Congress is, the opposition is hitting back at you.
No, I see the whole thing in a different way. The opposition parties are not able to digest the whole thing, whatever the outcome which has come in these elections. BJP gaining the majority on its own, its ruling, and Narendra Modi ji is becoming the Prime Minister and governing the country. This they have not been able to accept and come to terms with. And they do not have the adequate numbers in the Lok Sabha to make any mark. So in such a situation, it is I can call it as coming together to work as a kind of hurdle or speed breaker or obstruction for the leadership which wants to implement the people mandate. So in a way they are utilizing the majority or whatever they have got in the Rajya Sabha to block the progress, to work as an opposition for the the translation of the people's mandate.
So if you
I see in that way.
So if you accuse the opposition of frustrating the popular verdict and preventing success in legislative terms for this government, the other side would say that the government is adopting many controversial moves. For instance, the debate about the land ordinance, and you, Mr. Rao, know that there have probably been even internal voices of dissent to some extent with regard to the approach on the land bill. Shouldn't the government have therefore first tried to take the opposition into confidence on subjects like the land bill?
There is always a kind of informal discussions and consultations in the parliamentary system of governance, and our functionaries have been doing that. But the